I'll tell you what building teams from within means.
Oh God, it's Alan Sugar.
So over the next year, the key goals are rebrand. We want to make sure that every single consumer out there understands Talent Point is building the business who build teams from within. We need to look at our internal culture right now. So we're looking to make sure that from an internal perspective, everyone understands the key goals they're looking to achieve with their career and they're motivated by those goals.
Yeah.
We've also got to establish our longer term plan too. One of the key things we've got to get ourselves aligned on is going to be, where is this business going? We do know we want to grow. So right now we serve primarily London and home counties. We've got to make sure we go UK wide. Thereafter, we do know we need to go Europe. We do know we need to go to the US. We haven't defined exact territories as yet. And with that, there are two key benefits. First of all, of course, we get to be involved in more of a global recruitment space, which we're really, really interested in.
Yeah.
But second of all, every single person who works for us, they are ambitious. They're a very, very ambitious group. So to limit them just to London markets, when we know for a fact they all want to go and travel the world a bit, go and do some time in, I don't know, Barcelona, Berlin, New York, Singapore, if we can offer the opportunity to our employees, and assuming that our model does scale, which we're pretty confident it will do internationally, it's going to be a hell of a ride for them.
Berlin, Amsterdam, New York, Dubai, Singapore, and Manchester, they will be the key.
Hawaii will be really, really good. They need our service. Malibu, I've heard, have got real problems with regards to how their companies hire. Anyway, there's a beach nearby.
I've mentioned the 5 hottest recruitment cities in the world.
They're hot right now.
They're right hot. Seriously hot. So do you know why we actually created Building Team from Within? Because in the industry, the buzzword became on-site or embedded. And for me, on-site literally means you are there on-site. Doesn't encapsulate what you do when you're there. Embedded is a bit closer to what we do, but really building team from within really encapsulates for me being part of that business that you're working with, acting as an employee, feeling like an employee, and always sort of acting on behalf of that business as you would if you worked there yourself.
Over the last 3 years, we've refined our methodology, our way of working, the fact that we define vacancies using data, we document those vacancies to appeal to the target audience, that we use ATLs, track all interviews conducted, and that we've got the training there as well for interviews to ensure complete consistency and an unparalleled applicant experience. Building teams from within is applying that methodology with our customers. So no longer are we a third party, someone at the end of a telephone call. No more do an account manager to telephone in advance to book a meeting with a hiring manager. It creates that distrust, that unnatural relationship. Yeah. So the purpose of building teams from within is very much now central to what it is we do. We work in collaboration on site with our customers, applying the Talent Point methodology internally.
Yeah, 2020 for me has worked very much around employment branding. It's become more and more important, hasn't it? I think it's so crucial these days that if you don't have a good employment brand, you simply will not attract and retain staff. You do all of the things we're talking about, but if your social media presence isn't strong, if you're not attending events, if you're not watching your Google reviews and your Glassdoor reviews, all these things are really, really important. I'm not a massive fan of Glassdoor. However, people do look at Glassdoor, they do read it, and if they read it, just like we do in the tabloids, you can't help but to believe a little bit. So it's really, really important that we help our customers around their employment branding.
I think we've also got our own challenges too internally with regards to our culture, our growth, our business. So going through so much change, there's a lot of training required of all the consultants who work for us. We ask a lot, we expect a lot, we put them in some very difficult situations sometimes. Yeah. And I think we focus so much on making sure our customers are okay. I think next year is probably more focused on making sure that we're okay, making sure our employees are happy that they're looked after. We're well aware that the culture could be improved right now. Yeah. And that's something we're very much focused on over the course of 2020. So we're looking forward to seeing how that goes.
And I think steady growth as well. I think there's a lot of, I see a lot of companies in our space that are very driven around whether they've got investors. We don't have investment. We're all privately owned. I think for us, I would rather we did steady growth, working with the customers we've got and adding customers that we can really add value to without just going for crazy growth and dropping our standards.
We've also talked about the fact that I think to be a customer of ours takes a certain sort of customer.
It does.
And I think as you're going through any period of change, you're trying to adopt and use new ways of working. It isn't to say that the customers who have grown in that journey are actually the customers who are ideal for you right now. So we talked a lot about what does the ideal customer look like. And I think the reality is that if there's a customer who want to see us as being an external party to their organisation, I'm not sure that the relationships which we're looking to form with these customers to ensure things are really optimized are going to be ideal for us. So I think there needs to be the ethos of one team, as in, yes, we aren't your company, but we work very close with your organisation. I think for us, how we go about promoting that and building that brand so that people understand that we are not to be seen, although we are, but we shouldn't be seen as being a third party, is a key challenge we've got over Facebook. Step one in terms of the plans this year is the rebrand, which we're going live on as of January 2020.
There it is, guys.
Which we're very excited about. New logo, fancy colours. Okay, so up until recently, we'd invested very, very little in our actual brand from a marketing point of view and a branding perspective. And I think the output of that was that everything that a third party might read about us wasn't actually true to what it is we do. So the website's kind of like 10 years out of date. So it meant that when it came to Simon, explaining to people, we do this, they were like, oh, really? I'd never guessed that from your current website, which was particularly static, boring, quite frankly, a bit old manish. Corporate, a lot of corporate speak, and it didn't represent who it is we are and what it is we're here
Not
to
like
do.
the young, trendy, hip people we are that you see before you today.
Nothing like us. This is much more like us. So the key focus right now for this year is getting our brand out there via all sorts of channels and making sure that our brand defines who it is we actually are. Okay, so the two key points we want to make sure come across in our brand are, first of all, we do build teams from within. Internally, we've got a one-team ethos, both within teams of staff, as also with customers as well. It's key that if it's not shouting out, we work with you, work in partnership with you, we're part of your team, then the marketing team have got that very much wrong. We believe it does shout that out.
Everything we do is team, guys.
Team.
Team with our current members of staff. We're a team with our customers. We're a team. There you go. Come on. That's better.
The second key thing we hope it comes across is data. So data is at the heart of everything we do. So we talk a bit about the content right side of things when we design these vacancies, but the data is the heart of everything. And we've done our best to try and encapsulate that in terms of the brand. So you'll see on the website and on other material that there's a morphing image of different colours. That is data that's fed into the website from all different sources, primarily around skills availability, around placement, CV to placement ratio, around certain rejection reports. Any data the business which we're accumulating is what's fueling the morphing of that visualization.
Brand.
We've not got a name for it yet, but I'm sure we'll come up with a name that quite soon as to what it actually is. But that's the whole purpose of it. It should demonstrate that we're very much data centric and it's driving the majority of decisions which we make.
I think for me, part of the new brand, as I mentioned, building teams from within is very, very important. But what that actually means to me, and hopefully to James as well, is that we actually want to put people and relationships and trust at the forefront of this business. I think what we've done is worked so hard on our products and our delivery, which we've absolutely nailed.
This is true.
And I think our customers will do that. I think that sometimes we have forgotten about those relationships and that trust. I said for me, that will always lead our business. From an internal perspective with our staff, I want our staff to feel like that they trust us, that they trust our vision, that they are respected, that their careers can develop. But I also want all of the applicants and all of the customers to feel exactly the same.
We're looking to relaunch our values too. So new management team, Simon and I had to figure out what do we truly stand for? What do we really believe in Talent Point for, both from a customer point of view and also from an employee point of view. Now those values will be finalised early part of 2020. One of the ones that we are closely aligned to right now, which we think is going to be integral to this business, is one team. One team in the sense that Talent Point are one team. Customers working with Talent Point, you form part of one team. So one team is going to be one of the key ethoses going forward. Hence why it's formed such a big part of our brand.